We've heard the panic, we've heard all the terrible stories. So it's time now for some logic, for some expertise, and a voice of calm and a voice of reason. And when we thought of logic, calm, reason, and expertise, we couldn't think of a better person than Atul Goyal. So, Atulji, welcome to this quick interaction that we want to have with you. We want you to speak to our audience and address a very, very logical issue. And the issue is, people are not buying homes right now, or some people are not making that decision to buy homes right now. On the other hand, Atulji keeps telling us that a lot of people are buying homes right now. And it's time to set that narrative straight. So we'll talk about both these things. But first I want to talk to Atul sir about why are people buying homes right now?
Buying home is a very big financial decision, Leena. And I've always said that it is not buying a commodity, but it is buying an asset for your lifetime. So the challenge which people have always faced is always about their own contribution. Though you get home loan up to 80%, 90%, the challenge is own contribution. And the best part financially what has happened with the buyer in last 1 year is that the percentage of saving has gone up, because the percentage of expenditure on wasteful expenses, which they should go out, buy clothes, have gone down. So their savings must have gone up by more than 20-25%.
That's a huge number. Now I'm going to stop you here for just a moment, because I want all of us to spend a little time on this thought. He's right. Global average of people who are considered middle class, upper middle class, global average of what we consider lifestyle expenses monthly is about 30%.
Should be. Maybe more. Yeah.
And if we are going to look at the way that we've lived our lives in the past year, a little more than that, we've not spent that much.
Yes. For last 1 year, we have not spent more than 5-10%, I feel. And you've saved almost 15-20%. More than what you were saving previously. So the effect of that is that your own contribution or the savings have gone up. The rate of interest has come down. So your buying capacity has increased. And today everybody realizes that they want larger apartment. Because if you have 3 members in the house, you need 3 rooms. If you have 4 members in the house, you need 4 rooms. You need an individual room to work, to play, to spend time. Because you're all staying at the home at the same time.
Yep.
And for larger apartment, you need more money. And government has already reduced the rate of interest. And your savings have given you a lot of contribution for your own money which you have to invest. And the rates have become very competitive. The builders are charging you at a very, very competitive rate. Though the construction price has gone up by more than 5%, 10%, cement and steel rates have gone up. But in spite of that, builders are giving you at a competitive price. So I think it is an apt time for a buyer to buy. And that's why people are buying.
I think that again, let me see if I've understood what you've been saying correctly, Atulji. One is you're saying that people's own contribution, 80% का home loan मिल जाता है, लेकिन जो own contribution होता है, suddenly people have that money in hand because they're not spending it on what you very rightly called wasteful expenditure. We just don't need so many clothes. Secondly, one is you've got more savings. Secondly, rate of interest has gone down. And third, real estate prices are at their rational best at this moment. Yes. Some very smart people are buying homes right now.
Rapidly they're buying.
Wow, that is an important word.
Because if you look at the quarterly figures of all the sales happened all over the country, the sales have gone up by 30-40%.
Wow.
I mean, you can see the data is available easily
It's easily available.
on
Absolutely.
the websites.
Yeah, it's easily available, and you're right that people, when you look at the figures, and then your usage of the word rampantly makes sense, because
Yes.
people are rampantly buying
They're
houses.
shifting from a rental apartment to their own apartment first,
Yeah.
and secondly, they're going from a larger apartment.
Yeah. So I think this is one of those paradigm changing times in history. So when
Yes.
history looks back at us, they'll say, hey, you know what, this is that period. Yes, there was a pandemic. Yes, there was a lot of panic. And yes, terrible things happened. But a lot of people made some very smart choices and created assets for a lifetime. Now, this
Yes.
is something, Atulji, I want you to speak with our
Yes.
audiences about, because you say this very often, that we need to understand and really internalize the difference between an asset and all other classes of instruments in which we spend money, invest money. Whatever.
Yes.
So can you spend a little time with us explaining to us the difference?
No, if you give a choice, I mean, you will be surprised if you have to compare 4 important things in your life. One is the house which you stay. Second is ornaments, gold, diamond. And third is your car. And fourth is your mobile. Now, if you ask somebody, a lot of people get confused, and they also consider car as an asset.
Yes.
But if you look at the economic definition of a car, it is a consumable item. Because after 10 years, if you want to gift your car to your son, will he take it?
Absolutely not.
He will say, I need a latest model and I need a better version of the car.
Absolutely.
If you use your mobile for 3 years and you try to gift it to your son, will he take it?
No way.
Yeah, I want the latest model. That means
Yeah.
you consume that model.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you buy an apartment and if you want to gift it to your son, will he take it or not?
Definitely.
Definitely, and he'll be so proud of you.
Absolutely.
So, what is an asset? Asset is something which you give it to your family, and they feel nice to receive it. Whereas car is been consumed, mobile is consumed,
Yeah.
and gold is a currency.
Yeah.
If you look at the economic definition of gold is a form of currency.
Absolutely.
You can exchange gold and buy anything on behalf of the money or currency you pay.
Yeah.
So it is not an asset. The only asset class or the only asset which remains there is real estate, immovable asset which you can cherish for life.
Now this, I think, again, very, very important distinction for all our listeners. Some of you are going to be first-time home buyers, and Atulji speaks in terms of economics. Let me add just a little bit to it. There's a difference between an asset and a status symbol, and that is where I think a lot of confusion happens. Because of course you want to arrive at a party in the latest big luxury car, sure, but that's not an asset.
That's not an asset.
It's a status symbol. So in times like this, I think this is the right time to bring your focus on what is an asset when it comes to prioritizing where you must put your money, park your money, and watch it grow. I think this is the time when you must listen to people like Atulji.
You're getting a lot of free money, remember? And that free money, if you're not using it to buy real estate, then of course,
you're not working with logic. So there's this very beautiful campaign that you're running right now, which is Ghar Ho To No Dar. And I feel this is the thought behind Ghar Ho To No Dar. Because Atulji has always said that as long as you have this complete security of an asset that you've built, not only, you don't never buy a house for yourself, you buy a house for your family, you buy a house for your future. And if there's one thing the pandemic has taught us, it's that Ghar Ho To No Dar. However, the reason that we called him in for this interaction is one step further. Atulji has just told us that you have saved 15 to 20% extra over the last 12 to 14 months. Government has reduced rate of interest. Real estate prices are rational. So it's not just Ghar Ho To No Dar. It is Ghar Kharidna Ho To Bhi No Dar. And would you agree with that?
I agree completely.
So that's what we leave you with. Ghar Kharidna Ho To Bhi No Dar. Thank you so much for your time today, sir.